An interesting, though unscientific search showed many more dog images than cat in our collection here at Brookside Museum. Now, I confess to being a confirmed dog lover, and I would like to think the relative dearth of cat images is because dogs were more popular. But I suspect it's more because cats just wouldn't put up with posing for the lengthy amount of time needed to take a photograph in the late 1800s and early 1900s. I don't mean to disparage cats. They were, of course, incredibly popular, if not often successfully photographed. Thomas Sweetman, who was one of the 4 men who founded Charlton in 1790, owned this stunning English pink lustre tea set, which features a black transfer print of a lady playing with a cat in the garden. The famed and local photographer Sumner Wooley, who died in 1943 and is buried right here in Ballston Spa Cemetery, was not only known for his stunning photographs of exotic locations around the world and closer at home with the Adirondacks and locally, but was also a studio photographer, and sometimes a studio photographer of people and their dogs. Here is a photograph of Jesse's own young son Carl, taken in about 1905. And to this photograph, also taken by Mr. Wooley, of young Donald Stryver, together with a gentle mixed-breed collie dog. Donald was part of the family who founded and ran the Stryver Lumber Company, which owned woodland and sawmills all around Saratoga County. Some of the studio photographs we have are older, such as this one of John W Maxwell and his unnamed dog. John was born on September 27, 1865, on Middle Line Road. He worked as a butcher and died in 1937 and is buried in Ballston Spa Village Cemetery. The photo was taken sometime in the late 1880s by T.J. Arnold. Mr. Arnold was a photographer whose studio was here on Front Street in Ballston Spa. Wooley actually worked for Arnold for a couple of years and in July 1887 bought his studio. Sadly, sometimes we have no idea who's in the photograph, but this coloured photograph of a lady in Victorian dress and hat posing with a dog on a rustic bench is just too lovely to leave out. Occasionally, and I have no idea how they managed to do this, there are studio photographs of just the dog. This is labelled Mr. McNaughton's dog and was taken by Thomas D. Jones, who actually had a studio in Troy in the late 1800s. But dog photographs were not only taken in the studio. Just like today, people loved snapshots of family and friends together with their dogs. These photographs are also from the Stryver collection. Or this, with a group of people camping. See the look of true love of the dog gazing up at the lady. I suspect she's the one who has the treats. Or this, of a little boy playing outside with his dog. The photograph is labelled Donnie and Laddie, no reference as to which is which. And Jessie Sumner Wooley also took some outside shots. But also, just like nowadays, sometimes dogs got themselves involved at work. I can't imagine how the 2 dogs in this photograph of a 17-man, 2-dog logging crew actually helped, unless they were in charge of picking up loose sticks. And here is a photograph of a group of 8 officers from the 27th Artillery at camp in Saratoga. Their small dog is resting very comfortably at their feet. And for those of you who maybe aren't fortunate enough to enjoy the company of pets, you can still have toys. Here is a lovely example of a cotton-printed stuffed bull terrier toy, and finally a cat. The cat is a reproduction of a stuffed toy from about 1892. So for National Pet Week and beyond, enjoy the company of your pets, and thank you for looking.